I want to announce a better way to get connected. You'll remember a couple weeks ago that Pastor Sergio preached a sermon on fellowship in the early church and how they often came together in small groups. And this was a fundamental part of their practice. They would come together, they would be active with one another, they would get to know each other. And you'll remember also that he said that we are starting something in this church. Well, today I want to officially announce what's going on. We have been planning behind the scenes for several months now a Connect Group program at this church, which is an organized program where everybody, if they want, can be part of a small group. And you'll notice in your bulletin, you have this catalog right here. This catalog has all of the small groups that are going to be available. You'll notice that it says spring session starts on March 5th. What we're doing is a sort of semester-based program where instead of having these small groups go on indefinitely into the future, we're going to start March 5th, and it goes to, I believe, if I'm getting it correctly, May 11th. So it's about 10 weeks long, and the reason why we're doing it this way is that, for one, you're not going to get burnt out. You know there's an end date in sight, and it's going to give you a chance next time to join a new Connect group and meet new people. So if this is something that you've been looking forward to, if you really want to just get to know people, if you want to learn something new, if you want to grow spiritually, we would really encourage you to get involved in a small group. In fact, at this time, I want to call forward some of our group facilitators. If you're here, if you're present, please come on to the front. I just want everybody to be able to see your faces so they know who the group facilitators are going to be. And if you can put the website, if possible, on the screen behind us. So let's see, these are some of them. I don't think this is everybody, because I think we have 6 small groups in total. I know Victoria and John are not here. So what I want to ask is, maybe in 1 or 2 sentences, you can describe what your Connect group is going to be about.
So for me, the hardest job I've ever done, is being a parent. It's the most rewarding as well. And so when we became parents, we engaged in some small groups, Love and Logic, Growing Kids God's Way, and we learned some amazing things. And so my small group, my husband and I, he's included, our small group is just taking some of those tools and those techniques that we learned and just sharing that, working together to try to create healthy relationships. And just disclaimer, I am not a perfect parent. I do not know everything about parenting. I have 3 kids, one of which turned out. I'll let you guys decide which one, but we'll learn together.
And yours is
Practical parenting.
Hi, I'm Shauna Moak, and the group that I facilitate is called Women of the Word. It is a women's group. What to tell you about it? I think the biggest thing is you do not need to come to this group knowing the Bible. That is not what it is about. We are women who are really seeking to learn more about what it means to create faithful habits in seeking God's face, one of which is studying His Word. And I think the thing that He has really been speaking to my heart is that He wants to be known, and He is calling us and saying to my heart as a message to all women, and this is a women's only group, unfortunately, but I am with you, and I do not want you to walk alone. And I'm seeing more and more and more relationships as I'm meeting people, just seeking connection. And yes, that connection is certainly with God, but He wants us to be connected and walking with each other along that journey. So this is just a first step, if you will, in making a connection, and I would just warmly invite anybody who would like to participate. If the group does get filled up, because I think there are limited numbers of spaces, I also want to tell you, please private message me, because I am a firm believer that the Holy Spirit is not limited by numbers, and I know that He is pouring out. I am seeing Him do this in my life, and so I just want to invite anybody who would like to come to join us.
Well, first of all, Vic, I want to let you know that you are not eligible to join our group, because our group is for adults who have adult children, and you are an adult child. You don't have any adult children, so you cannot come.
When you have children, they do advance through the stages of life, school and graduate school, and then they're on their own. You hope. And so at that point, you think your job is done, and then you get this call at 11:33 at night saying, Houston, we got a problem. So at that point, you have to decide whether you're going to let them work it out on their own or give advice.
But it isn't always problems. Once you have a child and they become an adult, then you have an adult-to-adult relationship. And how is that different? And how are you supposed to change, or are you supposed to change?
So what we're going to be doing at our home is going through a book called Doing Life with Your Adult Children. Do you keep your mouth shut or leave the welcome mat out? So we're meeting at Tuesday, 6:30 at our home, and I think there's sign-up sheets and the address is in there. So
I'm not quite sure why you looked at me when you talked about adult children.
it's all right. It's okay, Aaron.
You know,
Still
Lynn, you
included.
could come to our prayer group as well on Friday night, where we will talk about prayer and effective prayer and what's the point of prayer. I mean, oftentimes we talk about, oh, I'll pray for you. Oh, I'll, tell God about this. What do we expect from God? Do we need to pray? Ultimately, those are the questions that we're going to be talking about. We're using a book by Philip Yancey, and a fantastic book. Then we will be talking our way through it. If you don't read before you come to class, fantastic. If you read before you came to class, fantastic. We're ready for both. We're going to start with Haystacks at 6 o'clock, and it's going to be here on Friday night. And so fed and not hangry, we will be talking about prayer.
So there are also a couple other groups. John and Victoria Lottie, they are not here today, but they are doing, I think it's called Financial Peace with Dave Ramsey. So it's about responsible finances. That's one of the other groups that's in the catalog. Then I am leading one as well. Mine is called Always Ready. It's more about apologetics. It's about facing many of the challenges that confront the Christian worldview today. So we get to look at a lot of fun stuff like arguments for the existence of God and for the resurrection of Jesus, and just many of the objections to the Christian faith. So that's the one that I'm doing, and between those, I hope you can find something that you're interested in. These are going to be very discussion-based small groups. They're not classes. We hope that you come with your own ideas. A couple other things is all the materials, at least this round for this semester, are going to be provided. So you will not have to pay anything. Most of them, as you can see, have a book, and we will give that to you. The other thing is, so how do you sign up? If you have a cell phone, you can go ahead and take it out right now, and you'll notice there's this QR code on this insert in the bulletin right there. If you know how to use a QR code, great. If you don't, all you have to do is open your camera, point it at this QR code, and it will take you to a website. You just click on it. And this is one way you can sign up, is go to the website. It will allow you to see the catalog again. It'll have a drop down where you can pick which class. Just put in your information. The next step after that, you will be contacted by one of our facilitators, and they will give you more information about where exactly it's going to be. Is it going to be at the church? If so, in what room? Is it going to be at their home? So another way that you can sign up is you can take your Connect card. In fact, I think the instructions are right here on the insert. Just fill out your Connect card and write which small group you want to be part of, and just drop it off in the offering towers, and then we'll collect it. And just keep in mind, these could fill up. We're trying to get around 12 to 15 people per group. Maybe we won't get anywhere close. Maybe we'll get way over. So it is possible, if you wait too long, that the group will fill up, and you'd have to either choose another group or wait until the next semester. So please pray for this group, pray for this small group program when you're on your own time. We are really hoping that God moves through this program so that people can grow spiritually, so that people can get connected with one another in a way that you just simply can't do here in the service. As you all look forward and you face the same direction, these give you an opportunity to face each other.